By livestock exhibitors and advocated for by Ohio Farm Bureau, they recently made changes to sections of the Ohio Revised Code. Roger High is Ohio Farm Bureau's Director of Livestock Policy.
I was appointed to a subcommittee which really went through the rules and make sure that they were good and sound, not only in science, but also would benefit livestock exhibitors as well as our members across the state.
Now, according to High, the revisions in exhibition will update, clarify, simplify, and reduce rules for livestock exhibitions throughout the Buckeye State.
For years, it's been zero tolerance. Any approved drug that's been found in a livestock exhibition animal, those families, those animals, those kids are penalized for that. So we really looked at this as an opportunity for us to really get our exhibitions on the same guidelines as the rest of the livestock industry, rather than heavy penalties, because we were still at that zero tolerance level.
Now, as a reminder, Ohio's annual free fishing days will take place this weekend, Saturday, June 15th, and Sunday, June 16th. It's going to give all Ohio residents a chance to fish at any public waterway without a license. Now, this includes Lake Erie, the Ohio River, and Ohio's public lakes, reservoirs, streams, and rivers. Anglers under 16 can fish for free year-round. They're not required to hold a license, but all other fishing regulations this weekend, size requirements, and bag limits will still apply. From Mix 99.3 News, I'm Bill Show.
Well, Qatar Airlines Flight 204, Bill, experienced delays and a lack of air conditioning as the plane struggled to depart Athens this past Monday. And there were a group of athletes on board.
I saw this, yes.
Yeah, and they were coming home from a competition. They were among those on board. So the athletes are sitting there inside this plane, which reached over 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and some passengers began removing their clothes to keep cool. Passengers were literally dehydrating and passing out on the plane. One sports therapist wrote in an Instagram post, said, a man featured in one of the videos is a fit, conditioned athlete. Imagine the stress and danger for any normal individual. So he had every right to go ahead and strip naked on this plane. But I think that the pilots kind of helped in and kind of generate the situation by playing Shock the Monkey over the intercom, and maybe we got a little bit of a floor show there, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Shock the Monkey. All right, this update brought to you by your good friends at Roger Hemming, LLC. Find Roger on the west side. Again, construction, overhead doors, and fencing. He does it all at Roger Hemming, LLC.
Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing has all kinds of garage doors in multiple sizes and colors for commercial and residential use, and offers both sales and service. Fencing-wise, there's wood, vinyl, metal, and chain link. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing can custom-make gates and is the only company around that can install and service electrical gate openers. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing, 22115 State Route 73 West Portsmouth at Roger Hemming Contractors, LLC. Phone 740-529-0133. Guaranteed lowest prices, financing available, credit cards accepted. See store for details.
8:37, fog on the river will be gone soon. But right now downtown, we've got a cozy 64 degrees in ONN on Mix 99.3.
This is ONN.
I'm Jay Fox on the Ohio News Network. A Cuyahoga County grand jury has indicted two men for stealing over $2 million worth of vintage baseball cards from a northeastern Ohio hotel. ONN's Angela Ann reports.
27-year-old Jacob Paxton and 50-year-old Jason Bowling face charges in this case. A FedEx driver delivered a package of vintage baseball cards worth more than $2 million bound for a sports card conference at the Best Western Hotel in Strongsville. When the intended recipient attempted to claim the package and hotel staff could not locate it, police determined that Paxton, a Best Western employee, allegedly took the cards to Bowling's residence. Police were able to recover all but two of the cards, which have a combined value of more than $89,000.
New data shows inflation in the U.S. cooled off more than expected in May. Tracy Townsend with ONN affiliate WBNS-TV in Columbus has the story.
Consumer prices rose 3.3% from a year earlier. That's a slightly slower rate than in April. The Consumer Price Index report shows that on a month-to-month basis, prices were flat. It's the first time in nearly 2 years that the CPI did not rise on a monthly basis. Falling gas prices are helping to slow inflation.
Construction is underway for a new visitor center at Mohican State Park in Loudonville. The new building is scheduled to be finished in late 2025. The project cost $3.6 million. For the Ohio News Network, I'm Jay Fox.
It is sports brought to you by Oliver Creations, right across from Glockner Honda Toyota. US 23 at the curve. Of course, you're going to find signed sports memorabilia, great summer home decor, and also you'll find clothes there, too, at Oliver Creations. As Chuck has again come in with sports, a fistful of it, and some good news. Biggest weekday night aside from opening day at Great American Ballpark, and it's 21 years. Let's see, opened up in 2003. Yeah, 21 years.
Yeah, largest crowd ever, as you said, for a weekday game, not an opening day. Over 42,000, almost 43. Yeah. And the ones that were there supporting the Cincinnati Reds left happy last night as the Reds took care of business. And Jimmer Candelario, a big reason as to why.
All right, tell me why.
You got it. The Reds won 4-2. Candelario hit a pair of homers and drove in all 4 Cincinnati runs. Nick Lodolo was the winning pitcher. The Reds continue their winning ways. They've now won 8 of their last 10 and 13 of their last 18 games. Cincy is currently in a 3-way tie for second place in the NL Central standings, 7 games behind Milwaukee. Cincy will be off today. The Reds will visit the division-leading Brewers tomorrow. Cleveland has a 5.5-game lead in the American League Central. The Guardians, like the Reds, will also have today off. Cleveland will visit Toronto tomorrow. The Reds and Guardians wind up splitting this 2-game series in Cincinnati, but they've got more games to play. They'll meet 2 more times. Those games will be in Cleveland in September. In minor league baseball yesterday, the Chillicothe Paints defeated the Johnstown Millrats 4-2. The Paints are now 8-3 on the year. They have won 3 straight and will host the Champion City Kings this evening for a 7:05 first pitch. A local high school sports legend passed away earlier this week. Jim Snuffy Smith broadcast high school sporting events at WNXT Radio for over 30 years. The passion of his delivery was unrivaled, as is evident by his description of the final few moments of Wheelersburg's football state championship game in 1989.
I'm caught up in the emotion. It's utter bedlam down here, and it's going to break loose now in just 50 seconds. Oh, the sweet emotion down here. I'm telling you, one more play, and we bring home a state championship.
In 1979, Jim would start the Saturday Morning Sports Line, which has continued ever since, giving coaches an opportunity to phone in and talk about the performances of their players. Jim hosted the show for over 30 years, and longtime Wheelersburg football coach and current Green Bobcats football coach Larry Hall says that there was no better ambassador for local high school sports than Jim Smith.
I don't know any finer person than Snuffy Smith. My gosh, what a blessing he's been to this entire community and to hundreds of kids and many, many coaches.
Aside from being such a well-known local broadcaster, Snuffy was a retired teacher from East High School, where he coached both football and girls basketball. He officiated basketball for 32 years and was a longtime track official. Just this past season, East High School renamed the football field at Allard Park in his honor, and current Tartan athletic director and football coach Adam Bailey says that was certainly a fitting gesture.
I think that anyone that's from Siteville, from East, anytime you hear the name Snuffy, I mean, everyone knows who he is, and I mean, he's a legend around here. He'll always mean a lot to this place and this school.
Snuffy would have been 83 years old this Monday. Heartfelt posts have flooded social media since his passing, with many using words like legend, the best to ever do it, and greatest of all time. He impacted a lot of lives in a very positive manner. He will be missed, but certainly always remembered. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals continue this evening. The Panthers will visit the Oilers for game number 3. The puck will drop at 8 o'clock. Florida leads that series 2-0. Last night in the NBA Finals, the Celtics defeated the Mavericks 106-99 to take a 3-0 series lead. Game 4 will be tomorrow night. An NBA icon and Hall of Famer Jerry West passed away yesterday at the age of 86. He was a 12-time All-NBA guard. He played 14 years with the Lakers, averaging 27 points per game for his career. He captured 1 championship as a player, but would go on to win 8 as the Lakers general manager. The NBA logo is actually West's silhouette. I was reading up on Jerry West yesterday, and boy, what an amazing individual he was. He grew up in West Virginia. He didn't have the greatest of all relationship with his dad, who was an alcoholic. I guess that was very estranged, and a lot of times during the cold winter months in West Virginia, he would be out in the driveway shooting basketball, basically just so he didn't have to go in the house and deal with his dad. Went on to be a great college basketball player for the West Virginia Mountaineers. And if you ever noticed, he had kind of a peculiar-looking nose.
He did.
Well, I read it's because he took an elbow while playing Kentucky in college, and it got splattered all over his face. It happened early in the game, and he refused to come out for treatment. He went ahead and played the rest of that game, West Virginia and UK, and never really got it fixed right. But known as Mr. Clutch and the logo, he did some great things on the court and in the front office for sure.
If only Channel 11 could understand that his name is Jerry West, not Jerry White, as they had posted up on. That is so embarrassing.
For a West Virginia TV station.
Yeah, a West Virginia TV station to do that. Yeah.
I mean, that guy's WVU royalty, for heaven's sake.
There is somebody this morning I'm suspecting that doesn't have a job.
Yeah. And I've heard some stories, and I would like to know a little bit more about this, but my high school principal was Mike Thurman. His son, Cam Thurman, played basketball at Clay, went on to West Virginia. And I guess he got to know Jerry West's grandson. They were there at WVU at the same time. I think Cam, if I'm not mistaken, Mike told me he even went out to L.A. and spent a little time with Jerry West. But a very, very cool dude, for sure. Right. Your Portsmouth Insurance Sports Time is 8:44. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Call Gary Duzan for all of your employee benefit needs. And that is a look at sports.
And thank you, Chuck. Brought to you this morning by Oliver Creations right there, US 23. At the curve, and we'll check traffic weather together one more time next.
All of Her Creations in Portsmouth offers all kinds of gorgeous home decor, including beautiful Ray-Dun pottery, custom-made wreaths, wall hangings like signs, picture frames, and clocks, and Ohio State swag for the man cave. All of Her Creations can even create customized t-shirts. For all kinds of great-looking home decor, visit All of Her Creations at 2952 U.S. Highway 23 in Portsmouth, just across from Glockner Honda Toyota, and follow All of Her Creations on Facebook. All you need is at Oliver Creations.
And traffic, again, brought to you this morning by The River. That's Dashing Darren, Will the Thrill, and Chasin' on Grill, along with a lot of other great folks that are going to be bringing you the most legendary steaks, chicken ribs on the planet. And today, the fog is just about gone everywhere, but we do have Burns Hollow Road. That's in Jefferson Township. They're going to be doing some ditching there. And they'll have flaggers to tell you what to do. Aside from that, things are quiet. If you see something we need to know about, give us a call at 354-1993. We love our traffic trackers. And traffic and service of the Scioto River. Open 7 days a week.
The weather is service of Monroe Frame, Collision, and now Wheel Alignment. Monroe's is your full-service body and maintenance company with 30 years of service in 4 locations: Portsmouth, Ashland, Jackson, and Chillicothe. Family-owned and car owner-friendly. Call 353-7279 for Monroe's Frame, Collision, and now Wheel Alignment.
First alert forecast from WSAZ. Mostly sunny skies today, getting a little hotter this afternoon. Highs now in the upper 80s with hardly any wind and no rain. Mainly clear again tonight. Less comfortable with the humidity building. Lows in the 60s. Finally, a few clouds around on Friday with the sun. Temperatures in the 80s, but looking for a few isolated showers and storms to help. Cooling down a little bit on Saturday, still in the 80s.
I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix 99.3.
And downtown right now, looking at the sunshine, it is 64 as we get up and go.
Mixing it up in the morning with Steve Hayes. Steve Hayes, Mix 99.3.
Kicking out the